Liam had always dreamed of exploring the stars. Ever since he was a child, he looked up at the night sky and wondered what secrets it held. Now, as an explorer working for Earth's space agency, he was finally living that dream. His small ship, the Voyager, glided through the dark stretch of space far from Earth's home. He was on a mission to find new planets that could support life. One day, as Liam scanned the stars for signs of new worlds, his ship's alarms suddenly went off. A strong force pulled the Voyager toward a bright light. He tried to steer away, but the force was too powerful. Before he could react, his ship was pulled inside a massive spacecraft. The inside of the alien ship was unlike anything Liam had ever seen. Smooth walls glowed with soft blue lights. Strange symbols covered the floors and ceilings. The air smelled fresh and clean, and a soft hum filled the space. Liam's heart beat fast. He did not know if the aliens were friendly or dangerous. As he walked down a long corridor, he saw a figure standing at the end. She was tall and graceful, with skin that shined like silver under the lights. Her eyes were bright green and held a spark of kindness and mystery. She wore a shining dress that moved like water. Liam stopped. He knew this was someone important. The figure smiled and stepped forward. "Welcome, traveler," she said with a voice soft and clear. "I am Mira, the princess of this world." Liam blinked. He was surprised but tried to stay calm. "I am Liam," he said. "I come from Earth. I was exploring when your ship took me here." Mira smiled again, but this time it was a little different. It was a smile full of secrets. "You are mine now," she said simply. Liam did not know what to say. The words sounded strange and serious. Did she mean to keep him here forever? Was he a prisoner? His mind raced with questions and fear, but Mira did not look angry or cruel. She took his hand gently and led him deeper into the ship. "Do not be afraid," she said. "You are safe with me. Soon you will understand why you were brought here." Liam followed her through wide halls filled with light and strange machines. He saw other aliens moving quietly, watching him with curious eyes. They looked very different from humans. Their skin was pale or bright colors. Their hair floated as if there was no gravity, but they did not seem hostile. After a while, they reached a large room with windows that looked out into space. Liam saw stars and planets shining far away. The room felt calm and peaceful. Mira sat down on a soft chair and motioned for Liam to sit too. "Tell me about Earth," Mira said with interest. "What is it like? What do your people do?" Liam felt a little better. He began to describe his home world. He talked about the blue oceans, green forests, tall cities, and the many people living there. He spoke of the kindness and the struggles humans faced. Mira listened carefully, her eyes never leaving his face. As Liam spoke, he noticed something strange. Mira's smile was warm, but her eyes held a deep sadness. He wondered if she was lonely or if her duties as a princess weighed on her. After some time, Mira stood and said, "I will show you our world. You must see it to understand why you are here." She led Liam to another part of the ship. They stepped outside onto a platform. Below them stretched a vast planet with blue oceans and green lands. The sky was purple and filled with two suns. The air was fresh and smelled of flowers. "This is my home," Mira said proudly. "The planet Arion. It is a place of beauty and power." Liam looked around in awe. The planet was unlike any he had imagined. Strange plants moved gently in the wind. Large cities of shining metal stood tall in the distance. He felt a mix of wonder and fear. What did Mira want from him? Why had she taken him here? Mira turned to him with a smile. "You have a strong spirit, Liam. I can see it in your eyes. That is why I chose you. You will help my people." Liam wanted to ask what she meant, but Mira raised a hand to stop him. "All will be clear soon," she said. "For now, rest. Tomorrow your journey begins." That night, Liam lay on a soft bed in a room that looked like a star. The walls glowed with soft light, and the window showed the swirling stars outside. He thought about his life back on Earth. He thought about the dangers and the unknowns ahead. But he also felt a small spark of hope. Maybe this strange new world was not just a prison. Maybe it was a chance to be part of something greater. As he closed his eyes, Liam promised himself he would be brave. He would learn the ways of this alien world and find his place among the stars. Whatever the future held, he would face it with courage. The morning light on Arian was soft and warm. Liam woke up feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. The room he stayed in had windows that showed a sky with two suns slowly rising. Outside, strange birds flew over tall trees with glowing leaves. The air smelled fresh and alive. Soon, a gentle knock came at the door. Mira stood there, her silver skin shining in the light. She smiled warmly and said, "Good morning, Liam. Are you ready to see more of Arian?" Liam nodded. He was eager to understand this world and the people who lived on it. He had many questions, but he wanted to learn first. Mira took his hand again and led him out of the room. As they walked through the palace halls, Liam saw many wonders. The walls were smooth and shiny, made of a strange metal that changed color with the light. Soft music played from hidden speakers. Other aliens passed by, some smiling at Liam, others curious but quiet. Liam noticed their eyes were different shapes and colors, but all held a calm and peaceful look. Mira stopped before a large window that looked out over a city. The buildings were tall and sleek, with lights that blinked like stars. Flying vehicles moved smoothly between the towers. People of many shapes and sizes walked the wide streets below. Some wore bright clothes, others simple robes. The city was alive and full of energy. "This is Arian's capital," Mira said, "the center of our world's power and culture. Our people are proud and strong. They value honor, courage, and wisdom." Liam listened closely. He wondered what role he could play in such a place. He still felt like an outsider, a stranger from a distant world. Mira smiled and said, "I know this is hard for you. You are far from home and in a world that feels strange. But you have a gift, Liam. Your spirit is different. It shines with hope and strength. That is why I brought you here." They walked deeper into the palace, passing halls decorated with beautiful paintings and glowing plants. Soon they reached a room filled with many objects. Strange tools, weapons, and devices lined the walls. Liam saw machines that floated in the air and others that hummed with power. Mira explained, "Our technology is advanced, but we also respect the old ways. We train our people to be strong, not just with machines, but with their minds and hearts." Liam felt a spark of excitement. He wanted to learn their ways. He wanted to prove that humans could be more than just visitors from a small planet, over. The next days, Liam's life changed quickly. He was given a small room in the palace and clothes made from soft, shining fabric. Each morning, Mira or one of her guards met him to teach him about Arian's culture and history. Liam learned their language, customs, and traditions. He discovered that Mira's people had watched Earth for many years. They saw humans as curious and brave, but also reckless. Many aliens believed humans could not survive among the stars. Mira, however, thought differently. She believed Liam could show them a new way. One afternoon, Mira took Liam to the training grounds outside the palace. The air was warm and filled with the sound of distant birds. Aliens practiced their skills, running, jumping, and using strange weapons. The ground was soft and green, surrounded by tall trees with leaves that shone in the sunlight. Mira handed Liam a light wooden staff. "Try this," she said with a smile. Liam felt awkward at first. He was not used to fighting or training like this. But Mira was patient. She showed him simple moves, how to hold the staff and how to move with balance. Slowly, Liam began to feel stronger. His body remembered the exercises and his mind grew sharper. "Good," Mira said. "You learn fast. Strength is not only about power. It is about control and heart." Liam smiled. For the first time since he was captured, he felt like he belonged. That evening, as Liam rested in his room, he thought about the strange feeling growing inside him. He missed Earth and his family. But he also felt a bond with Mira and this new world. He knew the journey ahead would be hard, but he was ready. The next day, Mira brought Liam to meet the Council of Elders. They were wise aliens who guided the kingdom. Their faces were kind but serious. Liam bowed respectfully. The elders asked him many questions about Earth and his life. Liam answered honestly and with respect. One elder said, "You carry the courage of your people. This kingdom may need that courage soon." Liam did not understand at first, but Mira's face grew serious. "There are forces in Arian that do not want change. They fear the future. But with you here, Liam, we have hope." Liam felt the weight of her words. He was not just a visitor or captive anymore. He was part of something bigger, a chance to help a world in need. Days turned to weeks. Liam trained and learned. He made friends with some of the palace guards and scholars. He even shared stories of Earth's music and art, which fascinated the aliens. One night, Liam stood on a balcony overlooking the city. The two suns had set, and stars filled the sky. Mira joined him silently. They watched the world below, peaceful for now. "You are brave, Liam," Mira said softly. "More than I expected." Liam looked at her and smiled. "I want to help. I want to be worthy of your trust." Mira reached out and took his hand. "You already are." At that moment, Liam felt hope bloom inside his chest. His capture had brought him to a strange world, but it had also given him a new chance to grow, to fight, and maybe to belong. The story of Liam and Mira was just beginning. The days passed quickly on Arian. Liam grew stronger and wiser. He trained with Mira and the palace guards. Each morning, he practiced with the wooden staff and learned to use alien weapons. He studied the language and customs of the Aryan people. Though many things were new and strange, Liam's spirit did not weaken. Instead, it grew with each challenge. One morning, Mira called Liam to the throne room. The room was grand and filled with soft light from glowing crystals in the walls. The elders sat on tall chairs, their faces calm but serious. Mira stood in front of them, holding Liam's hand gently. "Liam has shown great courage and respect," Mira said to the elders. "Now he must face the trials of trust. These trials will prove his heart and strength. Only then can he truly be part of our people." Liam looked around, feeling a mix of pride and nervousness. He knew these trials were important. They would show if he was worthy to stand beside Mira and her kingdom. The eldest elder spoke. "The trials will test your mind, your courage, and your loyalty. You must pass them all to earn our trust." Liam nodded. "I am ready." The first trial was a test of the mind. Liam was led to a room filled with puzzles and symbols. The walls glowed with strange light, and a soft voice gave instructions. Liam's task was to solve a puzzle that opened a hidden door. He studied the symbols carefully. They looked like stars and planets, arranged in patterns. Liam thought about the stories Mira had told him about the universe. Slowly, he moved the symbols until the pattern matched the story of the twin suns and the 5 moons of Arian. With a soft click, the door opened. Liam smiled. The first trial was complete. The second trial tested his courage. Liam was taken to a large chamber filled with mist. He could hear strange sounds and see shadows moving. The air felt cold and heavy. His task was to walk through the chamber and reach the other side. Liam felt fear but remembered Mira's words. Strength is not only about power, it is about control and heart. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The shadows seemed to reach for him, but he kept moving. At one point, a large figure appeared, glowing with bright light. It was a guardian, testing Liam's will. Liam did not run. Instead, he stood tall and showed no fear. The guardian smiled and vanished. The mist cleared, and Liam reached the other side. He felt proud. The trial had shown him that courage was more than fighting. It was facing fear and not giving up. The third trial was the hardest. It tested loyalty and trust. Liam was led to a quiet garden filled with glowing flowers. Mira waited there, her face gentle but serious. "You must choose," she said softly. "Will you stay with me and my people, or will you return to Earth? Your choice will show your heart." Liam looked at the beautiful garden and then at Mira. He thought of his family and friends back home. He thought of the life he had known, but he also thought of this strange new world and the bond growing between him and Mira. After a moment, he took her hand and said, "I want to stay. I want to help you and your people. I trust you." Mira smiled brightly. "Then you have passed the trials." The elders appeared and welcomed Liam as a friend of Arian. They praised his courage and heart. Liam felt a deep happiness. He was no longer just a visitor or captive. He was part of something bigger. But the joy was short. Mira's face grew serious. "There is a threat to our kingdom," she said. "A group within our people wants to take power for themselves. They fear change and see you as a danger." Liam felt a chill. He had hoped his journey would be peaceful. Now, he knew the real challenge was just beginning. Mira continued, "We must prepare. I will need your help to protect Arian and our people." Liam nodded without hesitation. "I will stand with you." Together they began to plan. Liam shared ideas from Earth about teamwork and strategy. Mira gathered her trusted guards and advisors. In the days that followed, Liam learned more about the enemy. They were powerful and sneaky. They spread fear and lies to weaken Mira's rule. But Liam and Mira's bond grew stronger. They knew that trust and courage would win the day. One evening, Liam stood again on the balcony overlooking the city. The stars shone bright, and the two suns had set. Mira joined him silently. They looked out at the world they both wanted to protect. "You have changed our future, Liam," Mira said softly. "Together, we will face the darkness and bring light." Liam smiled. "I believe in us." The trials had tested his mind, his courage, and his heart. Now, Liam was ready to fight for a new home among the stars. Days turned into weeks on Arian, but the feeling of change in the air did not fade. Liam's life was no longer that of a stranger or captive. He was now a trusted friend and warrior in Mira's kingdom. Together they prepared for the threat that lurked in the shadows of the alien world. Each morning began with training. Liam's skills with the staff and alien weapons improved. Mira was always by his side, guiding and encouraging him. Their connection grew stronger. It was no longer just about survival or duty. It was about trust, respect, and something deeper. After training, they often walked through the palace gardens. The gardens were full of glowing plants and soft light. Strange flowers bloomed with colors Liam had never seen. The air smelled sweet and fresh. Here, away from the city and palace, Liam and Mira talked openly. Mira shared stories of her childhood on Arian. She spoke of her hopes and fears. Liam listened carefully. He saw a young princess carrying the weight of a kingdom and its future on her shoulders. Yet, beneath the duty, she was kind and brave. Liam told Mira about Earth, about his family and friends, and the small town where he grew up. He spoke of his dreams to explore and understand the universe. Mira's eyes shone with interest and warmth. She admired Liam's spirit and honesty. One evening, as two suns set and stars began to sparkle, Mira stopped walking. She looked at Liam and smiled. "You have changed much since you arrived," she said softly. "You are no longer just a visitor. You are part of my world now." Liam felt a warmth inside. He smiled back. "I want to be. I want to help protect this world and its people. I want to stand by your side." Mira reached out and took Liam's hand gently. The simple touch was full of meaning. It was a promise, a bond that went beyond words. But the peace was not complete. The threat Mira had warned about was growing. The rival faction, led by a powerful alien named Varrock, moved in secret. Varrock was cunning and ruthless. He believed that the old ways must stay and that no human should influence Aryan. Liam and Mira knew they had to act. They gathered a group of loyal warriors and strategists. Liam shared his knowledge of teamwork from Earth. He taught them how to plan, communicate, and trust each other in battle. The palace became a place of preparation. Guards trained harder. Meetings lasted long into the night. Despite the danger, Liam found strength in the growing bond with Mira and her people. One day, while walking through the city, Liam noticed the eyes of the people. Some watched him with suspicion, others with hope. The people of Aryan were brave, but fear of change was strong. Liam wanted to help them understand. He spoke with those who would listen, sharing stories of Earth and the power of unity. Slowly, some began to see the future Mira and Liam dreamed of. Mira stood beside Liam during these talks. Her presence was strong and kind. Together, they became symbols of hope. But Varrock was not idle. He sent spies and saboteurs to disrupt their plans. One night, the palace alarm sounded. Guards rushed to find a group of Varrock's agents trying to sabotage the power core of the palace. Liam and Mira fought side by side. Liam used his staff with skill and courage. Mira moved gracefully but fiercely. Together, they defeated the attackers. The palace was safe, but the threat was clear. After the fight, Mira looked at Liam with pride. "You are more than a friend now," she said. "You are my partner in this fight." Liam nodded. "We will face whatever comes together." Their bond had grown from trust to something deeper. They cared for each other beyond duty and honor. In the quiet moments, they shared dreams of peace and a future where humans and Aryans could live side by side. Liam knew he had found a new home. One night, under the light of the twin moons, Mira whispered, "You are mine now, Liam." Liam smiled and took her hand. "And I am yours." Together they stood ready to face the battles ahead. Their hearts united, their courage strong. The future of Aryan and their bond would be tested, but they would not face it alone. The story of Liam and Mira was becoming a legend, a tale of trust, courage, and a bond that could change the stars. The palace on Aryan was alive with movement and whispers. Liam and Mira worked tirelessly to prepare for the coming storm. The threat from Varrock and his followers grew stronger. Their secret enemies moved like shadows, spreading fear and doubt among the people. Liam had begun to understand that the battle was not just outside the palace walls. The greatest danger came from within. There were those who wanted to see Mira fail. They wanted to stop the change she represented. They feared that a human like Liam could bring new ideas and hope. One evening, Mira called Liam to a quiet room filled with glowing crystals. The light from the crystals danced on the walls. Mira's face was serious. "Liam, there is a spy in the palace," she said softly. "Someone close to us." Liam's heart beat fast. "How do you know?" Mira looked into his eyes. "I have seen signs, strange messages, hidden meetings. I believe Varric's influence is deeper than we thought." Liam nodded. "We must find this spy. If we do not, the whole kingdom could fall." Together, they began a careful search. They watched the people around them. They listened to whispers and watched for strange behavior. Liam used his sharp mind to spot details others missed. Days passed with no clear answers. The tension grew. Trust became hard to find. Even some of Mira's closest advisors seemed uneasy. One night, Liam stayed late in the council chamber, studying reports and messages. Suddenly, a shadow moved near the door. Liam stood quietly, waiting. A figure slipped inside. It was a guard named Kren, someone Liam had spoken with often. Kren looked nervous. Liam's eyes met his, and he saw fear. "Kren," Liam said softly. "What are you doing here so late?" Kren looked away. I have no choice. Varric made me do it. He threatens my family." Liam stepped closer. "You can help us now. Tell me what you know." Kren nodded slowly and spoke in a low voice. He told Liam about secret meetings in the lower city where Varric's followers planned their attacks. He told of weapons hidden in caves outside the city. He spoke of a plan to take the palace by surprise. Liam listened carefully. This information was dangerous, but important. He knew he had to share it with Mira. The next morning, Liam and Mira met with the loyal guards and advisors. Kren's information helped them plan a defense. They sent trusted warriors to guard the secret locations and prepare for the attack. But the danger was closer than they thought. Varric's followers moved quickly. One night, a group of rebels entered the city, spreading chaos. Buildings were damaged, and the people were scared. Liam and Mira led the defenders. The battle was fierce, but quick. Liam's training and courage helped the warriors fight with skill and heart. Mira's leadership was strong and clear. After the battle, the city was quiet again. The people cheered for their heroes, but Mira and Liam knew the war was not over. They returned to the palace, tired but determined. Mira looked at Liam and said, "You have shown great strength. Together we can protect Arion." Liam smiled. "We will face whatever comes. We are stronger together." In the days that followed, Liam grew closer to Mira. They shared hopes for peace and a future where their worlds could unite. The people of Arion began to see that change was possible, but the shadows of war still loomed. Varric was not finished. He was planning his next move. Liam and Mira would need all their courage and trust to face what was coming. The story of the alien princess and the human had become a tale of hope and bravery. Their bond was a light in the darkness, and the stars watched as their journey continued. The sun rose slowly over Arion, casting golden light on the palace and the city beyond. The air was filled with tension. Everyone knew that the battle for the kingdom was near. Varric's rebellion was no longer a secret. The rival faction had gathered their forces to try and take the throne by force. Liam stood with Mira in the palace courtyard. Around them, the warriors prepared for battle. Some polished their weapons, others whispered prayers or focused on their training. The air smelled of metal and the sharp scent of determination. Mira's face was calm but serious. "Today, we fight not just for power, but for the future of Arion," she said quietly. "We fight for peace, for hope, and for all who believe in a better world." Liam nodded. He felt the weight of those words. He had never fought in a real battle before, but now he stood ready to protect the people he had come to love. As the sun climbed higher, the sound of marching grew louder. Varric's army appeared on the horizon, dark and strong. The two sides faced each other across the valley. The moment to fight had come. The battle began with a loud cry. Warriors from both sides charged forward. The ground shook under the weight of their steps. Liam moved quickly, using his staff to defend and strike. He saw Mira fighting with grace and power, her silver armor shining in the sunlight. The fight was fierce and long. Varric's forces were strong and well-trained, but Liam and Mira's side had something more: courage and heart. The warriors fought not just with weapons, but with belief in their cause. At one point, Liam found himself face to face with a soldier from Varric's army. The soldier was larger and stronger, but Liam did not back down. He remembered Mira's lessons about control and strength. With careful moves, Liam disarmed the soldier and helped him to his feet. The soldier looked surprised, then nodded in respect before stepping back. This moment showed Liam that even in war, respect and honor could exist. As the battle raged, Varric appeared near the palace gates, leading a group of his strongest warriors. Mira saw him and moved to stop his advance. Liam followed her quickly. The fight between Mira and Varric was intense. They matched each other's strength and skill. Liam knew this battle would decide the fate of the kingdom. With a quick move, Mira used her staff to block Varric's attack. Then, with a sudden strike, she disarmed him. Varric fell to his knees, defeated. The remaining rebels saw their leader fall and began to retreat. The warriors of Arian cheered loudly. The battle was won. After the fight, Mira stood beside Liam, her face shining with relief and pride. "We did it," she said softly. Liam smiled. "Together we are strong." The kingdom was safe once more. But the cost of the battle was clear. Many warriors had been hurt. The city had suffered damage. Mira knew they had much work ahead to rebuild and heal. In the days that followed, Liam helped the people recover. He worked alongside Mira and the council to repair the city and restore peace. The people looked to Liam with new respect. He was no longer just an alien visitor. He was a hero of Arian. One evening, as the twin moons rose, Mira and Liam stood on the palace balcony. The city below was calm and peaceful again. Mira took Liam's hand. "You have changed my world, Liam," she said quietly. "You showed us that courage and trust can unite even the greatest differences." Liam looked at her and smiled. "And you showed me the meaning of hope and home." Mira smiled back and whispered, "You are mine now." Liam squeezed her hand gently. "And I am yours." Their bond was stronger than ever. They knew the future would bring new challenges, but together they were ready. The story of the alien princess and the human was not just a tale of war, but a story of friendship, trust, and love. The days after the battle were filled with hope and healing. The city of Arian was slowly rebuilding. Walls were repaired, gardens replanted, and people began to smile again. Liam worked side by side with Mira and the people, helping where he could. His hands, once unfamiliar with alien tools, now moved with confidence and care. Though the kingdom was safe, Liam knew that life was different now. He was far from Earth, far from everything he had ever known. Yet his heart felt at home, with Mira and her people. One clear morning, Mira took Liam to a quiet hill outside the city. From there they could see the whole world spread beneath them, the shining towers, the blue oceans, and the glowing forests. Liam looked around in wonder. "It is beautiful," he said softly. Mira smiled. "This is my home, and now it can be yours too." She turned to Liam, her green eyes shining. "You have a choice to make. You can return to Earth, to your family, and your old life. Or you can stay here, with me and our people." Liam thought carefully. He missed Earth and those he loved, but he also felt a strong bond with Mira and a deep connection to Arian. "I want to stay," he said finally. I want to build a life here, with you. Mira's smile grew wide. She took his hand gently. Then you are truly mine. The days that followed were filled with joy. Liam and Mira's bond grew deeper. They explored the planet together, visiting the glowing forests and the sparkling lakes. Liam learned more about Arian's history and culture. He shared stories of Earth's mountains, rivers, and stars. The people of Arian accepted Liam as one of their own. He was no longer just a visitor or a captive. He was a part of their world. One evening, as the twin moons rose high in the sky, Liam and Mira stood on the palace balcony. The stars glittered above them like tiny lights. Liam looked at Mira and said, "Thank you for trusting me." Mira smiled and said, "It is I who should thank you. You showed me courage, loyalty, and love." They stood close, hands entwined, hearts beating as one. Liam knew that the journey was not over. There would be challenges ahead, but with Mira by his side, he felt ready for anything. Together, they dreamed of a future where Earth and Arian could become friends and allies. A future where different worlds could share knowledge, culture, and hope. The alien princess and the human explorer had found each other across the stars. Their story was one of bravery, trust, and the power of connection. As they looked out at the endless sky, Liam whispered, "This is my home now." Mira smiled and replied, "And you are mine." Their journey had begun with a capture, but it ended with love and a new beginning. Among the stars, Liam and Mira found a home not just in a place, but in each other.